Modern-day whales continue to undergo evolution as they face various ecological pressures such as climate change, reduction in prey populations, and contamination of the oceans. These evolving factors make it necessary for whales to adapt to changing conditions. Their large size renders them particularly susceptible to food scarcity, and hence, they have to adjust to maintain their food supply. Additionally, the interactions between species are dynamic, leading to changes in ecosystems. Today's whales are incredibly well suited to living in the water, thanks to millions of years of evolutionary changes that have helped them thrive in their aquatic environment. Their nostrils have transformed into blowholes and migrated to the top of their heads, while their hind limbs have disappeared and their front limbs have turned into fins. They've also shed nearly all of their hair and developed a streamlined body, with a powerful horizontal tail attached to their vertebral column acting as a propeller. These adaptations have blurred the connection between whales and their closest living relatives, making them unique among mammals. The earliest known ancestor of today's whales is believed to be Pachycetus, a quadrupedal mammal measuring between 1 to 2 meters in length. Fossilized skeletons of Pachycetus discovered in Pakistan suggest that it had typical artiodactyl ankles and a skull resembling that of modern-day cetaceans. However, unlike its aquatic descendants, Pachycetus was not adapted to life in the water and its ankles suggest it was well suited for running. Despite this, it is still classified as a cetacean due to the morphology of its inner ear. The shape of its teeth also indicates that Pachycetus was a carnivore, much like present-day whales. Have you heard of the water chevrotain, a herbivorous animal native to Africa that measures around 80 centimeters in length? It has a unique adaptation of taking refuge in water to escape its predators and can stay submerged for up to 4 or 5 minutes. Interestingly, the water chevrotain is considered to be the closest living relative to Indohus, a distant ancestor of whales. Ambulocetus, a prehistoric whale with 4 legs and possibly webbed feet, was likely capable of both walking and swimming. Studies of its bones suggest that it was able to thrive in both fresh and saltwater environments. Additionally, its inner ear was specially adapted for life in water, suggesting that it spent a significant amount of time swimming. The ancestors of present-day whales, believed to have originated in the region around India and Pakistan, likely migrated to various parts of the world before settling in the ranges of modern cetaceans. However, it remains unclear what path they took and when they traveled. The fossil record provides some clues, but it is currently too incomplete to provide a complete picture. In 2011, the discovery of a fossil of a 4-legged whale in Peru shed new light on this topic. This ancestral whale suggests that a westward migration may have occurred prior to a northward migration, which took place less than 10 million years after the first whales appeared in the India-Pakistan region. Modern whales are classified into 2 main groups: toothed whales, or odontocetes, and baleen whales, or mysticetes. Their common ancestor lived around 34 million years ago and likely lacked baleen and the ability to echolocate. Within just 5 million years, the diversity of whale species exploded, likely in response to rapid ecological changes in the oceans. Another burst of diversification occurred about 15 million years ago as the cooling of the oceans altered the currents, leading to an increase in the number of mollusk and crustacean species that some whales feed on. The earliest mysticetes, which were about 5 to 9 meters long, were roughly the same size as the minke whale that exists today. It was not until about 4.5 million years ago that whales began to grow to the size that we are familiar with today. This sudden increase in size coincides with a cooling climate and the formation of large ice caps in the northern hemisphere. As ice-trapped nutrients are released into open water in spring and summer, they accumulate near the coasts due to currents. Plankton, which were previously widely dispersed in the ocean, begin to form seasonal concentrations, sometimes separated by thousands of kilometers, and grow substantially when they come into contact with nutrient-rich waters. In the altered environment, body size becomes a trait that faces intense selection pressure. Consequently, the most robust individuals, with their ample reserves, can travel further distances and capitalize on the newly formed feeding areas. Meanwhile, the smaller individuals gradually diminish and yield to the era of colossal whales. Being larger comes with numerous advantages, as these giants have a greater chance of being at the apex of the food chain, and therefore less vulnerable to predation. Nevertheless, they also face a higher risk of extinction during times of environmental turmoil or instability. Modern-day whales continue to undergo evolution as they face various ecological pressures such as climate change, reduction in prey populations, and contamination of the oceans. These evolving factors make it necessary for whales to adapt to changing conditions. Their large size renders them particularly susceptible to food scarcity, and hence, they have to adjust to maintain their food supply. Additionally, the interactions between species are dynamic, leading to changes in ecosystems. Thanks for watching. If you like more wildlife content, make sure to check our other videos. Have a good day.